What a Week 16 in the National Football League. There was plenty of excitement over the holiday weekend. And now it's time for this week's edition of Challenge Flag, where I'm always excited to talk to the great New York Post sports columnist, Steve Serby, who joins me now. Steve, how was your holiday weekend?
Fantastic. How about yours, Dex? I spent mine in Philadelphia. Great pretzels in the press box. Not a bad game. Went down to the wire. But no wrapping of presents. How about you?
I got to unwrap some presents. That was nice. Did some wrapping of presents last week, so it was good. But I also was working, but it was a good one. Can't complain. Got to watch a decent game with the Giants and the Eagles, so it was good. Can't complain. Can't complain.
All right.
Now, Steve, let's get right into it, because following the Ravens round of the Niners on Christmas night, there's been a lot of talk of who is the MVP of the league this year. And before that game, some had San Francisco quarterback Brock Purdy as the MVP. Now, others are saying that it's Lamar Jackson, Niners running back Christian McCaffrey. He's also entered the conversation. So with the way quarterback play has been kind of meh throughout the league this season, here's the statement. A non-quarterback will be MVP of the league this season. Are you throwing the challenge flag here?
Well, I'm throwing my challenge sock, and I've got a bunch of them here because I expect to be very busy. So I'm throwing the challenge sock.
Challenge sock is thrown.
Now, look, a couple of weeks ago, I wrote that Tyreek Hill should be the MVP. But then his ankle injury prevented him from playing against the Jets. And now he's got 1,641 yards receiving. He's not going to get to 2,000. And Brock Purdy, of course, threw those 4 picks against the Ravens. So my pick is now Lamar Jackson, who won it in 2019. As much as Tyreek would have deserved it if he had 2,000 yards, I don't think he's going to get there in these next 2 games. So, by the way, I wanted to ask you, Dex, I like trying to stump you. I haven't been successful yet, but a non-quarterback last won MVP honors in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you were born yet, but who was it? Who was the last non-quarterback to win NFL MVP?
Yeah, my 11-year-old self would be here now. Talk to you.
But so I think I got you. I got you stumped on that one.
You do not have me stumped. It is Adrian Peterson, sir.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You know your stuff. You know your stuff. I got to come up with better questions, man. You know your stuff.
You do.
Anyway, but a wide receiver, by the way, has never won the award.
That's
so
correct.
A year ago, I was lobbying for Justin Jefferson. Didn't work out. And again, if Tyreek somehow gets to 2,000, which he won't, I would lobby for him. But Lamar Jackson's the guy. He won it in 2019. His stats were better in 19 than they are now, but his completion percentage is higher this year. And don't forget, he lost Mark Andrews weeks ago. He's playing with a new offensive coordinator, Todd Monken. He's integrating Odell Beckham Jr. into the lineup, and he's got the best record in football, so it's Lamar.
Going with Lamar Jackson for the MVP, no non-QB this year for Mr. Serby as of yet. All right, moving on. We talked about the Niners taking an L on Christmas night, and the Eagles, they beat the Giants on Christmas. You were there, but we know the Eagles have lost 3 of their last 4 games. Both teams have had 3-game losing streaks, the Niners and the Eagles, this season. So here's a bit of a spicy take for you, Steve. A team other than Philadelphia or San Francisco will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. What do you say?
Well, I'm glad I brought my extra challenge socks. I'm throwing this one. Oops. Did I hit you? Sorry, I just missed you. No, the 49ers are easily the best team in football. Every team lays an egg in the NFL. They laid one last night against the Ravens. With Purdy is the real deal. He'll rebound. They've got all those weapons, Debo and Ayuk and Kittle and, of course, McCaffrey, who also is a candidate for MVP. There's Ayuk, but and a defense, an elite defense. They didn't have Eric Armstead against the Ravens last night. He's a key piece. Fred Warner. They're the most physical team in the NFL. Their coaching is elite. Kyle Shanahan is an elite play caller. Before the season, I picked the 49ers over the Ravens. I'm sticking with the 49ers to win the championship over the Ravens. The Eagles right now are reeling. Matt Patricia, new defensive coordinator. The defense looks very pedestrian against the Giants last night. And, the Cowboys are a threat, but until they can win the big one, they're not in the 49ers league. The 49ers will win it all.
Not buying it. Okay, so no love for the Cowboys, no love for the Lions, no love for whoever wins the NFC South. We're not going to go there. Okay, Steve, you didn't want to get too spicy. Maybe you will with the next one. We will see. Next one, moving along. We continue to talk about teams who aren't looking too good. The defending champion Chiefs, they took an L to the Raiders on Christmas when they had a chance to clinch the NFC West. Patrick Mahomes and the squad did not look good at all in this one. The streets are out here saying that the Chiefs will not win the AFC West. Challenge flag or nah, Steve? What do you say?
Challenge
3
what?
in a row. Challenge flag. Challenge sock.
Challenge what?
Case. Challenge sock.
Challenge sock.
There you go.
There we go. Oh, God, I think I knocked over something over there. Anyway, the offensive coordinator, Matt Nagy, is under fire now. I watched some of that game from the Philadelphia press box. Mahomes was running for his life. That was their only offensive weapon, basically, was Mahomes scrambling out of trouble. Travis Kelce seems to have a case of Taylor Swift-itis. Rashee Rice, the talented rookie, is really their only alternative to Travis Kelce. Now Pacheco is hurt, so CEH will be called on. But Steve Spagnuolo and that defense will carry them to the AFC West title. Look, they're 2 games ahead of the Raiders, 2 games ahead of the Broncos. They're still the class of the AFC West, but I'm afraid that they're not going to the Super Bowl this year. They don't match up with the Ravens, and I don't even think they match up with the Miami Dolphins at this point. So, sorry, Kansas City's out.
Kansas City out. Not believing in the Mahomes magic this year. Out on the Chiefs. You still think they'll win the division, but you don't have them going far. Okay, now we got to get to the local teams because we spoke about teams.
Do we have to?
Yeah, we kind of have to. We have to because, look, we spoke about teams that are likely to make the playoffs. So we're going to talk about 2 teams who are not going to make the playoffs. That is the Giants and the Jets. So what we're going to do here, Steve, is we're going to try to give fans some hope for next season, that things will be better in 2024. Steve.
They can't be worse.
Yeah, well, they could be. That can't happen there for sure. So here's the statement, Steve. A New York football team will make the playoffs in 2024. Yay or nay?
All right, well, look, since the idea was to give these local fans hope.
You don't have to. You could be a Christmas Grinch if you want.
Well, I'm not going to throw my challenge sock. Besides, they're scattered all over my room here. I can't even find them at this point. But look, the Jets 13 straight years out of the playoffs. All right. I mean, come on. The 14th is the charm. Aaron Rodgers comes back. Life begins at 40 for Aaron Rodgers. He'll have a new receiver opposite Garrett Wilson. It's going to be either Devontae Adams via trade or Mike Evans or T. Higgins. But believe me, there'll be an upgrade over Alan Lazard. And Breece Hall will be back, even healthier than he was this year. And the defense is back and intact for the most part. I believe they'll draft an offensive tackle with their high first-round pick, in which case they will go to T. Higgins or Mike Evans because they won't trade it for Devontae Adams. So they've got some work to do, but I believe Aaron Rodgers will deliver that elusive playoff berth. I'm not talking Super Bowl right now, but they will break their 13-year drought, which is kind of unbelievable, but not if you're a Jets fan. So, yeah, Jets will make the playoffs. Giants, I'm not sure about because we're not sure about their quarterback situation. The offensive line has not been fixed. They haven't closed the gap on the Eagles or the Cowboys. So Joe Shane still has work to do. He needs a number 1 receiver. Whoever that quarterback is, whether it's Daniel Jones, if he's back healthy by week 1, which I expect he will be, or a franchise quarterback that they should draft as franchise quarterback insurance, because Daniel Jones can be wiped off the face of the Giants roster after the 2024 season without serious financial repercussions. And I believe that the Giants will draft a quarterback of the future as insurance for Daniel Jones. And, of course, they'll have a pretty high pick. And so, no, I'm not guaranteeing any playoffs for the Giants, but let's guarantee one for the Jets.
Okay, guarantee one for the Jets. I do want to note, nobody has ever said, anywhere, anytime, the 14th time is the charm. No, nobody said that. Nobody's ever said that until you today.
And has anybody with the Jets ever guaranteed anything?
They have. That was a long time ago. That person a long time ago. You're guaranteeing. They guaranteed a Super Bowl victory. You're out here guaranteeing playoffs. We're talking about playoffs.
I'm guaranteeing a playoff berth next season with a healthy 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers.
That is a big guarantee. We will see how that happens. But see what you did here? In the holiday spirit, you gave the Jets fans some hope. That is a good thing, Steve. That is a good thing.
Let's hope, while I'm at it, let me just say, Joe Shane and Brian Dable, I believe in them. They have the Giants on the right track. It may not look like it right now, but how's this? What does that tell you?
Well, it tells me there was a lot of hype, and you're still in the DeVito mania. That's what it tells me. That's what it tells me.
He might not be starting. He might not be starting on Sunday. Tyrod Taylor may get the nod, but but so be it. But I want Danny DeVito. I want Tommy DeVito on that roster next year. I hope that the Giants will continue to develop him. You can't get rid of Tommy Cutlets. I'm sorry.
All right, the legend of Tommy Cutlets might continue in 2024. We gave him some hope. That is Steve Serby, the great New York Post sports columnist, here for this edition of Challenge Flag. Thank you, Steve. Well, it was really Challenge Sock, if you want to call it that, because Steve threw 3 of them. Yep. 3 out of 4 Challenge Flag socks, whatever you want to call it, were thrown in this episode. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, now I'm going to have to walk around barefoot for a while.
Good luck in finding those socks. Thank you.